Tony here from Carton Cloud with another one of Tony's tips. Hey, a little thing I come across the other day. I was actually in discussion with Sean, one of our sales guys, and I was actually doing a quick ad on a consignment, and down the bottom in the consignment there's a field which is for invoice value. Now, invoice value is about the value of the goods you're moving. So, of course, if you're moving cartons of meat and you need to know you're collecting CODs, and you need to know, how much it is you're collecting or whatever it may be, or, the customer just wants to know when it gets to Foodland what the value of the goods is, that's all well and good. When you're a general carrier and you're moving people's products, 9 times out of 10 you don't know the invoice value and you don't really care about the invoice value. And I was just saying to Sean that it would be really good if we could just remove it. And he looked at me like I was a bit mad and said, well, you know that we can. And I, for probably the first time in my life, was stumped that a sales guy taught an operations guy something new. But anyway, I put my hands up, he did. So what we can actually do is it's a setting against the customer. So if I go into contacts customers and I go into Bob's Groceries here and I edit Bob's Groceries, if I go to the invoice tab, then if I go down the bottom, it's actually got invoice value and creating consignments optional. And what I can actually do is I can change that to not shown, and then I can save. So now if I do a consignment note for Bob's Groceries, it's not going to show up as an invoice value. And what I've found is that it confuses some customers because they actually think that it's the value of the consignment note. So they're ringing up the general carrier and saying, hey, I don't know the value of it yet. What do I put in here? So what we've done is you can go through and we can turn it off. Now, it may be that you might have somebody who actually wants it in there. But if you don't and you've got 1,000 customers, there's a really easy way to go about changing it for them all. So what we can actually do is we can go into the contacts customers. So we'll go into customers and we can go into the related button. And in here we have export customer invoice settings. So we can actually export a spreadsheet. And what that spreadsheet will actually do is it will give us all of the details of all of the settings under the invoices for each individual customer. So you can see here I've got the list of all my customers, and if I go along to column N from memory, so you can see here that I've changed it, that I have one customer where it's turned off. So the setting is actually for the number 2. So if I put in the number 2 in there and I actually fill that down for everybody, I can then save this file, move on in, go back to the related button and import the file. I can then choose that file, upload it, and it will actually change that for all of the customers. So a nice little handy tip. I actually thought that for a general carrier, it was just a bit of an annoyance and really easy way to get rid of it. Anyway, Tony's tip, and I hope it helps. Cheers.